Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another stream. Today we're not going to be doing Railroad, which may be a little bit surprising. That time, I'm sorry, Wide. Yes, it was originally scheduled for 6:30. However, to be honest, I completely forgot that I scheduled it for 6:30. So yeah. Because I wanted to go to bed earlier tonight. Hence, it probably wasn't going to finish at 10. But now, yeah, that hasn't gone exactly to plan. So, we'll probably just have to cut the stream short instead. But, yeah, today we're going to be doing some multi-loader mod development, which is going to be interesting. This is going to be my first experience with this, so we're kind of going to be figuring this out together. Now, before I get started, let me just quickly find the template, get that kind of downloaded, and then we can start from there. You porting Railroad? What do you mean? No, I'm not what? Do you mean Industria? Wide? And if so, the answer to that is no. That is not what I'm doing. I mean, yeah, I kind of have been 50-50 between deciding if I want to work on Industria today or if I want to work on a new mod. I'm still a little bit indecisive about it. Just because things are going to change a lot with multi-loader soon, probably. So I don't know if it's worth me even starting with multi-loader right now. Let's boot the stream up. Let's do that. Ah, I did. Okay, my camera is on. I wasn't sure if it was going to be on or not. Yeah, so basically we have two choices, I guess, for the stream. I mean, it's still changeable now because I actually haven't done the Discord announcement yet. So it's either Industria or a new mod. I kind of want to do the new mod, but I also haven't completely planned it out, and I probably shouldn't also start a new project. I have way too many projects. I don't know that I should. And actually, yeah, I'm gonna change the stream. We're gonna do some Industria. Now that I've done the world rendering stuff, world in GUI stuff, I think we can do some slightly different things with Industria today. So yeah, YouTube live streaming. I'll have to edit the title. Okay, this is going to be kind of a pain in the ass to do, actually. Okay, I'm gonna have to go to my older streams, and I'm gonna have to copy all of the friggin' details. It's gonna take a minute then, isn't it? Because I haven't done mod development in a while. There it is. Okay, that one will do. So, just gonna edit. Gonna do that. We're gonna go. I don't know exactly what we're going to be doing today is the only problem. If we go ahead and open Industria real quick. This is basically the fake world system. Yeah. So this is how it works, right? So you just create the builder, you set the camera position, you set the yaw and the pitch and whatnot. And then you can populate the world. So you can add blocks, you can add fluids, you can add entities. Particles maybe work. I actually haven't tested them yet. And then you have to tick the scene, you have to close the scene, and you have to render. scene, which is just this part. So it's, oh, and this as well. It just means I can drag around the scene because that's kind of a pain in the ass otherwise. So I kind of wanted to use this today. We are on the multi-block rewrite branch, so that means that we have our multi-block system. In fact, I don't know why this is in the client package. I don't know. I don't entirely even know how that happened. We'll do that. There you go. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, I don't remember actually what we last got to. I think it was the something screen, multi-block designer screen. That's what I was of. Yeah. So maybe we'll do that. So let's do multi-block. I'm just going to do multi-blocks. And then I need to copy the description, which is a terrible description, to be honest. I need to come up with a better description at some point. Let's save that. There we go. Okay, that's title done. And then I'll quickly go Discord and announce. Working back on Industria today. The stream may pivot at some point, but for now, that's the plan. We'll see how catastrophically things go, and then we'll go from there. Because I don't imagine everything's going to go smoothly. So yeah, I'm going to have to catch myself up with the multi-block system because I haven't worked on this in a long time. A really long time. Let's also turn some light. Lovely. So I think the best way to do this is to, I was going to say run the game, but I don't think we really had anything in the game we could visually see. Because basically this is the old system, right? This is all it was. And this is the new system. I guess what we could do is we could look through the new system and just see if there's any to-dos. If there's any to-dos, we can look at those. Like this one, for example. That obviously needs to be done. I don't imagine that's a thing. No. I mean, we could probably... Okay. I don't actually see any to-dos, which is interesting. Now, that's either because I'm lazy and didn't put any to-dos, or because it's all done. But I don't think it's all done. That doesn't sound right. It actually does look to be... Hello, Lone Wolf, welcome to the stream. It does look to be all done, apart from this. Which is interesting, because I really feel like that's not the case. Okay, we did register a multi-block, right? I think we made a multi-block that we could use to test it. So let's try and find that, and then we'll go from there. So if we go, I assume, in here? Yeah, this. We made this whole shenanigan, right? So let's try and recreate this, like, in the game, and see if it works or not, and then we'll go from there. So let's load it up. Actually, let's not run normally. Let's run in debug mode. Just because I feel like things might not go well. And we can try and debug things. So this time you guys are just as out of the loop of this as I am, because I'm not caught up. So we're going to be figuring this out together. I think this all works. I vaguely recall everything working. But at the same time, I think something must have not worked because I started working on the multi-block designer. And I usually only do that if something went wrong and I wanted to pivot. So I imagine there is a major issue somewhere. Let's quickly also set up. I need to set up OBS so that we can get Minecraft on the stream without it being on my main monitor. This one? No, that's IntelliJ. That's Minecraft. Okay. And then if we do that, voila. Okay, perfect. So now I can put this back on my other monitor. Lovely. So I don't know what world we want to go. I think let's just go in a new... You know, actually, before we do that, I'm going to quickly show you this rendering system. For those who are not on the Discord or have muted the channel, aka Alex, to be honest, I don't know anyone else who has. If I press F9, I have this kind of scene that I've set up here. So I can render things in the GUI, which I think this is very cool, by the way. I think this is absolutely sick that this is here. That's cool. You can see there is an issue, and it's not that obvious. Like if you're squinting, you're not going to see it, but basically the water is the issue. So like it's just black below the water, but there's actually just a quartz block there, like it's with all the others. The other issue is you can't see the armor stand or anything through the water. So like you can't see the glass, you can't see the armor stand. It's just not there. And then also if the armor stand's in the water, like you can't see it. It's like it's got some weird issues. But that's primarily just with fluids, and there isn't gonna be like my plan for this system, right? This is mostly gonna be for multi-blocks. Like 85% of this is gonna be just for multi-block stuff. Can you add an ender dragon? I can try. I don't know what happens if I put a mob that has AI in there. I suppose we can try it. Sure. So where is it? It's in Fake World. Fake World screen. Okay. So it's actually kind of a pain to add a new entity, but that's just kind of a Minecraft moment. So what we do is we do a new Ender Dragon entity. We have to pass in the entity types. Oh, and it's just entity type, isn't it? How did... Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I was going to say, how the hell did it know? But yeah, of course it knows, because... Yeah, okay. Is that a thing? That is apparently a thing. I don't know what that does. Why wouldn't I just use set... Whatever, we'll see what happens. Let's rename this to Ender Dragon as well, just so it's a little clearer what this is. Let's also put the Y to like 5, just so it's a little bit higher up. Hello, Aleatorio, welcome to the stream. So if I just go ahead and close that, open it again, yeah, that has worked. Boom, Ender Dragon, and it has all its animations. Wait. I can hear it. I don't think you guys can hear it because I don't have game audio going through to the stream, but I can actually like hear... I can hear it. I think? Yeah, I can. I can hear it. That's kind of funny. Okay. Wait, I can probably put game audio through. Oh no, you can hear it. You can hear it. Yeah. I have window capture at the very bottom, so you should be able to hear it. It's quite quiet. I think it's actually based on my world position, so if we look at this. So this is at 2.5, 2.5. What position am I? I think that is actually it. So if I go to 2.5, 2.5, which is this way, I think it will be louder? Maybe? Yeah. That's definitely louder. It's just kind of funny. It's based on the player's position. I guess because the sound engine doesn't know this is a different world. Don't really know how that's possible, though. Interesting. I don't know, actually. I genuinely don't know how that's possible. You know what we can try whilst we're here? Oh, I actually don't know how we'll do particles, because I don't have, like, an add particle method. Also, let me go away from this, because it's kind of loud. Yeah, I can also, like, zoom out, in theory. Like, if I go... we'll go, say, 10 and 15, I think. I think that's the right way. Has that changed anything? Oh, it failed. Oh, right. I was gonna say, because that should have worked. Is that any different? Isn't that exactly the same? No, something's different. Something's different. I don't know exactly what's different. Okay, let me try like 30 and 45. Some bigger numbers and just see what happens. Oh. What? Yeah, I mean, this isn't perfect, is what I will say. It's really only just like it kind of just works with these positions, which is kind of a little bit annoying. In theory, things like particles should work. I haven't tested them. You know what I also haven't tested is block entities, which actually is kind of important, huh? We should probably test that. So if we do context.add block, let's go. No, we'll go y+5 and we'll go enchanting table because that has a special renderer, right? So let's just see. Okay, it's a little higher up than I thought it would be. Let's go +3. Yeah, so the renderer isn't running, obviously, for that, which isn't ideal. We can try and fix that, but, like, it's kind of a mess in here. So, where are we even going to find that? So this is where it renders the entities. This is where it renders... Yeah, this is where it renders... No, that's fluids. Never mind. I'm blind. This is where it renders blocks. Yeah, so it calls render as entity. So that should work in theory. Render block as entity. Maybe it's because it needs the block render view. I reckon that's probably the case. Which I think is just the world. So I think I can just do this world. But it doesn't like that though. We go. Oh, it also needs a pause. I see. Okay, so then I can just do pause, right? And then that means I don't need this. Maybe. Oh. I think not. Maybe I still need the pause? I do still need the pause, interestingly enough. I mean, that hasn't changed anything, has it? Interestingly enough. Maybe I just need to... No? I don't know. Let's think about this. So... Render block as entity. Does that not render the block entity? I think that probably... What is special model renderer? Oh, that's the item shenanigans, I think. Usually used by entity renderers. Right. Okay. Let's find where this is. Ooh. Find usages. Render in world. Oh, wait, this is my code. Wait, what is this for? Oh, this is for... Right, this is for block predicates, which is for the multi-block system, actually. Funny enough. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's right, though. If we look at the other one, right, because there was two, I think maybe the other one... I mean, if we look at, like, no, that's not what I thought it was, actually. Loaded block entity models? Maybe? Where does it use this? In render block as entity. .get.render. I don't know why that's not working. Interesting. Did you ever make that Portal 1.12.2 tutorial? No, I did not. I remember spending ages looking into that because I was trying to figure it out. I don't think I ever figured it out. I think I got to a point of just like, fuck it, I give up. It's not worth it. Portals are a pain, man. But nowadays, there's APIs to make them. If you look up Portal API, Forge. I actually don't know if it's for 1.12 though. I don't know they have a version on 1.12. No. The two main ones don't seem to have a 1.12 API. Yeah, they don't. But nowadays there are APIs for them. Yeah. I don't know how to fix this, if I'm being honest. What I will probably do is I'll do a little bit of cheating at some point. And yeah, I'll get that to work. Why has this got blockpause.origin passed into it, by the way? Can I not just do that? And then get rid of this? Oh. Interesting. Why? Why? How do I get block state pause? That's audio play. Oh, I should probably close that because you can hear the ender dragon. Dying. Who under rights vertices in chunk local? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Add the chunk origin back in to get world space. I feel like that's not necessary though. Or maybe it is. Maybe that is what you have to do. If we look at this again real quick. So it's over here, right? I think the issue it's having is, and maybe this is the reason why it actually doesn't render anything below it, is because if it uses the position, I guess it depends what it uses this exact position for, right? If we go into here, we go to pause. Yeah, so it gets the fluid state of like below and above and like left and right and whatever. So maybe that's why it's not rendering anything below it. It's because it doesn't think there's anything below it. And so it doesn't need to. Like if I look below this fluid, yeah, there's a solid like face there, right? So that decides whether or not it should render the sides. Okay. Oh, also, this is a thing I can do. Look at this. I can do Ender Dragon Entity. Call it the Ender Dragon. And bro will start spinning. Look at that. Pretty cool. Bro spinning. Okay. Yeah, I guess we just have to stick with blockpause.origin then. That's just 0, 0, right? But that's the problem. That's exactly the problem, isn't it? Because it's using the origin position. So it doesn't think there's anything below it. And so therefore it's rendering that bottom face. Which is, I think, why we can't see the block below, because it's rendering the bottom face. How the hell do we solve that? Because I can't just give this pause, right? Because obviously then it's just not going to be... Oh, interesting, you kind of can. Which is weird. It's interesting that giving it the pause doesn't offset it on the Y position, right? Because the Y position, I think if I shout that off into the console, the Y position it's rendering it at is 64, right? So you'd think this would bring it up to like 128, but it's not. Don't know why. Maybe what if I do this? That works. Or at least works in terms of like... But why is it not changing it on the Y position? That's so weird. Let's look at where pause is used again. Maybe it's used somewhere else. It uses get fluid height. Okay. So if we look at T, maybe. Where is T used? I. I mean, it seems to offset it on the Y. I don't know why it's not offsetting it on the Y. So weird. Have you ever played Enigmatica 2 Expert mode? I think I tried it once, maybe. I don't know. I don't play Minecraft. Specifically modded. I don't play modded at all. Boring, man. No fun. I'm so confused. Why would this not? Okay, I'm just gonna leave it. I don't know. Let's just leave it as it was. This kind of works. I don't know about block entity. Should we try and cheat with block entity renderers? Let's try and figure that out. Because I think the enchanting table model, you guys can't. Oh yeah, you can. So I think this part of the enchanting table is actually a normal block model, and then I think it's the book on top that's rendered as the block entity renderer, right? So that means obviously the renderer isn't running for whatever reason. Okay, I don't have many tokens left, I will be honest. Oh no, I do. Never mind. No, I don't have that many. I've used half my weekly limit, but that apparently resets on Wednesday, so it's not that bad. Okay, so I'm gonna ask. I'm not gonna ask it to fix the fluid thing because I already tried that and it didn't work. I tried very hard to get it to do that, and I couldn't figure it out. ChatGPT couldn't figure it out. I even tried Gemini, and Gemini couldn't figure it out, even though I said I wasn't going to use Gemini again. I tried it. Didn't work. I didn't really expect it to work, but you never know. I might think of something I don't. So, I am having an issue with the fake world screen. The enchanting table is not getting the book rendered, aka the block entity renderer isn't working. Can you fix it? And then I'm gonna say that because I extracted Minecraft so that it has a direct reference to the Minecraft sources, which actually seems to help a lot. Like, it's actually kind of insane. It still couldn't figure out the fluid thing, but you know. Can you fix it? I have given you access to /extracted/Minecraft, which is the source code for this Minecraft version. We'll try. I tried using it for the Dimension Portal stuff, but I had zero clue what to do. I think you probably could use it for that, to be honest. Like, especially if you had the Minecraft source code, right? Because it would just be able to look at the Nether portal. The Nether portal is kind of a pain in the ass, though, right? If we look at what class is it even in? I think it's moved around a couple times in the past few years, but I think it's actually in the portal class itself, right? Think. No. Thought it was. I don't think it's in the Obsidian class, though. Because, yeah, Obsidian doesn't have a class, right? There's no Obsidian block class. Is it just Nether Portal block? Implements Portal? That's a new thing. I don't remember that being a thing. Maybe that was a thing, but I don't remember that being a thing. Regardless, I think it's in here. Things have changed a lot since I last looked. This is not. Maybe it's fire block. Would it be fire block? Would that be true? Maybe. Maybe. I don't see it in there. Where is it, bro? Is it in there's like a Nether Portal class itself, right? This one. Yeah. Is this the one? This is probably the one. Yeah, it didn't used to be in its own class in 1.12. I'm pretty sure it was in the Nether Portal block class, even though that doesn't make sense. I think that was the case. Also, what is this doing? I should probably be watching it just to make sure it doesn't go freaking crazy on me. It's done something. What's it done? Block and Steve render a dispatcher. Maybe? Maybe? Yeah, maybe. I'd like to believe. We try it. We should be able to hot swap this as well, which would be good. We should see it instantly if it does work. Okay, maybe let's try it again. Maybe it's just bugging out. No. It could also be that the actual block entity itself isn't added to the world. So I don't remember how I add the blocks to the world, but I don't think I... I've got to find it. And I don't know. Where did I do it? Oh my god. As I said, guys, this is not... What's running in terminal? Nothing's running in terminal, bro. Don't lie to me. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. I do it in here. Yeah, in the builder classes when I actually add them. So I don't have a way to, like, add blocks at runtime, which is not really great, but it works for now. So... That's to add block, yeah, that's fine. So that does that, and then this goes into... Ah, yes, okay. Yes, so it applies them to the world, which calls set block state, which is fine. Now, I don't know, maybe this needs an update, right? Maybe I need to do notify all. Also, this is which one is 2? Oh yeah, notify listeners, that's it, because we don't want to make the water like spread and shit. Yeah, maybe that just needed notify all, though I think it does that by default, doesn't it? Now that I think about it. Wait, where's the normal... Oh yeah, it does that by default. I thought so. But whatever. Sure, I'll get rid of it then. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. This looks fine though, doesn't it? It does admittedly look correct, which is probably why it thinks it's correct. but your client document. Yeah, it's probably. I mean, I could configure there. If it does not have, we can try this, I guess. So place block is gonna be what? Where's place block? Polish deep clay. Okay, let's go to here and see if that gets called. It has block entity. Block entity is null. Interesting. Oh. That's probably why then. Huh. Doesn't have a block entity. It has a, no, it has a block entity, but it doesn't have a block entity. So I thought that just kind of happened when you called set block and update or whatever. But I guess it doesn't. Wait, where's that again? It's in the builder class, isn't it? So maybe I need to do if has block entity. I need to set block entity. I don't know how you do that. Entity? Load block entity? Add block entity? Probably add block entity. And I don't want to add world.get block entity. I want to find where this is called. In vanilla, of course. That's not the one I thought. Oh, maybe I need to look at this one. Let's see. Set, add block entity. Here we go. Block entity provider of block. Create block entity. Let's try that, I guess. Sure, that might work. So, the block is placed dot state dot block. This is going to be placed dot pause. I'm going to need to make some variables because this is going to drive me crazy. And then this is placed dot state. So let's do state first. All four occurrences. State. And then we'll go pause. That. Okay. Let's try that. I think we should be able to hotspot that, right? No. No changes. Hello, Ilya. Welcome to the stream. Let me actually breakpoint that. Okay, so if I do nice. Where are we? We're in add block entity. It reckons 590, but that's obviously not the case. So let's try and find add block entity here. So if we step over, oh shit, it's going to do that every single time, isn't it? So we're now here. So then we go over again. Right, and then if we step into... Ah, shit, how am I going to get it to go into the right method? Oh, it has. It's gone into a get world chunk, I think. Which is... somewhere? Get world chunk? Ah, there it is. So, does get chunk. I think that's fine. But then if I step into again, it should go into... add block entity. Why? Oh, interesting. It's an empty chunk. Oh, interesting. Let me have a look at what the world is here. Result.world. Yeah, it's because it's an empty chunk. So, so we're gonna have to create the chunks, right? That might actually be why the fluids aren't working as well. Okay. It's gonna be hard. List of block pods. Let's do this. All positions. Right, let's go through each of those. Add that. Let's go through each of those. Add that. Let's go each of those. Add that. No, not. Oh, the game is blocking the code. Oh yeah, it is blocking quite a lot of the code, isn't it? Okay, I can do that for now. Optimize world? What do you mean? Whatever. Right. So this is all of the. Yeah, that's not really the best way to do this. Let's make it a set, which will get all of the unique ones, right? So we'll do set of block pods, which will be a new hash set. Then we can add them, and then that will avoid duplicates, right? So we'll do placed entity. Wait, the entities aren't placed entities, are they? Are they just what are the entities? They're something different. Oh, they're just entities. Okay. What entity in context.entities? You get the pause. Yeah, I don't know why that split it that into two lines. That's not. I asked you how to make an item which changes the skin color of the player that is hit. I want to make the player's skin color fade like black and white, but I won't change the skin, only color fade. You showed me something like a dependency. I do not even remotely recall this. But what I probably would have sent you is I probably would have sent you Satan, which is the library for shaders. Unless I found a player skin changing API. Maybe. Let me have a look and see if that's a thing. There's a custom skin loader API. Maybe I sent you that. I assume I probably sent you this though. I put it in chat because that's kind of the most relevant. So that's presumably what I sent you. Okay, so let's go for all the positions. So all positions dot for position in all positions. We need to load the chunk. I don't know if this is correct. I don't think this is correct. How do you load a chunk? You can unload a chunk. Can you force load a chunk? You can do chunk forced. Set chunk forced? Maybe? Yeah, maybe. What we can do is we can actually split this into the chunk positions, right? So we can do a list of chunk pos, all chunks, and then we can do positions dot stream, and yeah, basically do that, to be honest. I mean, that's kind of the easiest way to do that. and then basically we can go through all of the for chunk pos, and then I think we do set chunk forced, but I don't really know. We can try it, and we can just have a look, I suppose. By default, it looks to return false, but if we go to implementations, we can see server chunk manager. Only problem is, and what does get chunk to? If we go to implementations here, this.chunks.get chunk. This.chunks is what? A client chunk map. Okay. So what does unload do? This.chunks to unload chunk. I wonder if this.chunks has a load chunk. It has a set method. What would be your advice on making a dimension and portal? It depends what version. If you're still talking about 1.12, then I would say your best bet is to just look at vanilla and / or other mods. If you're on a newer version, then, well, I'd actually probably say the exact same thing. Now that I think about it. Portals, yeah, if you're on a new version, you can find the Portal API. There's loads of those. Dimensions are just JSON files in new versions, so they're nice and easy peasy. But yeah. 1 second. Let me go to implementations of this again. Go to implementation. So apparently that's not even overridden in the client, which is kind of annoying. Hello Fortnite, welcome to the stream. Okay, what we could do, I wonder. So we have the chunk manager here. Oh, we actually do know this is the client chunk manager, even. So that's good. So what we can do then is we can actually just call. We can get this. We can get the chunks. Can we actually like get the chunks though? Or do we have to do an AW or something? Looks like the latter. So in that case, we are gonna not use that. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go down here. We're gonna add this. Boom. And we're also probably, whilst we're at it, gonna have to get the load method from that. So the other problem is this is not public class. So we're also going to have to, oops, I meant to copy the AW. There we go. So then we can go back in here again, put the class in there, and then we can go back again, and we can all probably set. And we'll probably just have to construct the chunk ourselves, which is kind of cringe, but I don't imagine there's a better way, so we're going to actually AW this as well. Boom. Okay, and then all we have to do, reload Gradle. That should only take a couple seconds. Let me stop the client, because sometimes Gradle locks up, and it's like, it gets really angry. So I'm going to try and avoid that. Right, so what we can do now is we can do chunk manager dot chunks dot set, and we can set what was the method? Oh, I think did I copy the wrong method? Oh no, I didn't. Wait, what is this for then? What is the index? What is the index used for? Get and set index. The chunks is an atomic reference array. What the fuck is that? Why? Okay, whatever. Okay, interesting. We can make this a for-i loop then, right? So we can convert this to an indexed for loop. So we can set I, and that wants a new world chunk. So we can hopefully just do a new world chunk. But we'll see. So it wants the world and then the pause. Hopefully that's it. Hopefully that's all we need to give it. So we have the world, right? Where do we have the world? From context or from result. So we'll use context. Or no, we'll use result. Result.world. And then we'll use chunk pause. And then like that. And maybe that works. Right? Maybe. Maybe. There's probably also a better way to do this as well. But we can come back to that. Depending on if it works or not. Let me also do that. What IntelliJ plugins do you have? Not many. Because I uninstalled and reinstalled. So I don't have all the ones I used to have. I have Atom Material Icons, which is for the icons in here. I have IU Dark, which is my overall theme. I also have Capuchin, but I'm not using that one. I have Check Style, which is like it just lets you use check style files. Discord Rich Presence in the name. Docker for Docker stuff. Copilots. GitHub theme. Yeah, I'm not using that one either. GLSL, which is for shaders. GrammarKit, which is for like making your own programming language with BNF files. Icon Font Viewer just lets you view font files, which is very useful actually. JProfiler is for profiling shit. Lombok is for annotations. Minecraft Dev. Monokai Pro, I don't use that one either. This is for viewing Nix OS stuff. I installed this because some random guy made a PR and I wanted to see what it was. Nord, I think that's also a theme. Yeah, I'm not using that one. OneDark, not using that one. It's also a theme. PSI Viewer is actually very cool. I like that plugin. It lets you view like the internals of how IntelliJ works, right? So I can view this entire file and how IntelliJ understands it. It's actually very cool. And then I have a couple other random ones. None of them are very exciting. Have you ever wanted to return to 1.12.2 mods? No. No. I don't need to expand on that, to be honest. It's just a blanket no. 1.12 modding was just not fun. You know? It's like, I just don't, yeah, it's just not, it's actually horrible. Like, I think I tried, at some point, I tried to backport something to 1.12. I don't remember what it was. It was like some probably stupid mod I was making. And it was just horrid. Like, it just wasn't fun to do shit back then. Yeah. And no one plays 1.12 anymore, let's be honest, right? Like, 1.12 was really popular for quite a while, but, like, recently, it's very much, you know, not used. What was I doing? Chat? Oh, yeah. Oh, it crashed. It crashed. Let's have a look. So, it's probably going to say... I don't know what it's going to say. What's it going to say? Cannot invoke Built chunk storage dot get rendered chunk because this dot chunks is null. Interesting. So set block state. It doesn't like set block state. Interesting. And that's happening there. So that's after this. So you think that would work, right? Is it just me, or is the stream or mic a bit quiet? It shouldn't be. My mic's in the yellow. The music is quite low, but obviously you don't want the music to be loud. But I think it's fine. I think it's just you. Because yeah, like my voice is like perfectly in the yellow. Sometimes it's even hitting red. Very rarely though. Usually it doesn't. If I speak a little louder, like this, actually that didn't hit red. Damn. That means I've got my settings nice and good. But yeah. I don't understand like what is happening here. Like what is it saying? That block state. Okay, I don't know why this isn't working. Oh wait, yeah, I can do that. Okay. It's not that. This. World chunk.set block state. I don't think it's the line it says it was, because that doesn't really make sense. We'll have a look. We'll wait for it to decompile for a second. And then we'll have a look. What is CFR, Fernflower, Vineflower? CFR is the, like, default Java decompiler. Right? It's not, like, Java, like, it's not made by the Java team, but it's, like, the quote-unquote official one. Then you've got Fernflower, which is, like, JetBrains' decompiler, right? So JetBrains made Fernflower, and then Vineflower is basically Fernflower but multi-threaded, so better in every single way possible. Vineflower will use your entire CPU though, so that is one thing to note. Like it will literally use your entire CPU. Every single thread, it will max them out 100%. It's kind of crazy, but it means that if you have a good PC, it will go very fast, which is nice. I like that. Whereas Fernflower uses, I think, just like a single core, which yeah, not quite so good. Okay, let's go to this line. Yeah, I don't think it's happening here. I don't think that's the issue. It could be... Well, if we look at this, so set block state, and then basically the next one is on section status changed. So here, so we're getting to here. World.get chunk manager on section status changed. So then we're going to go to the client one. I just decompiled the client as well. I only decompiled the other one. Oh, it ain't out for 2025.2, is it? What do you mean? What isn't out? I don't know what you mean. What is not out? Okay, is something happening? Hello? Yeah, something's happening. I think my intelligence is crashing. IntelliJ Vineflower is only for 2024 or something? No? I literally have wait, can I show this? I think so. Yeah. I have 2025.2.5, bro. Okay, so on segmentation, then it's client world.on chunk unload? What do you mean unload? Why is it trying to unload it? Wait, cannot invoke built chunk storage dot get rendered chunk because this dot chunks is null. Client world dot on chunk. Let's find that in here. On section status changed. We are looking. So where's that? First of all, where the hell is on section status change? Okay, and then it calls the world dot on chunk unload. So we go into here, and then it calls the world renderer dot on chunk unload, and it's basically saying this dot chunks is null. How is that possible? Chunks is equal null. Set world. Okay, but where is it not? Where is it set to things that are not null? Do I need to do reload? Maybe? Maybe let's try that. So what we will do is after this is... No, not after this is called. After this, we do result.world. I can't just do reload, can I? I should have the world renderer somewhere. Do I not? Is it in here? I have the client world, and somewhere I thought this had... Yeah, it does have the world renderer. Stop lying to me. So can I not access the world renderer then? Maybe. God, this is such a mess, man. I'm getting lost in my own code right now. Renderer. Can I access the renderer? I cannot access the renderer. Is it world renderer? Yeah, it is. Interesting. So I can do reload like that if I copy an AW. Which is probably not ideal, but we can try it. I think that will work. I mean, actually, I should have a world renderer somewhere. I don't know where, though. If we go into here, say, for example, at the very top, we should have a world renderer. Client world. Maybe not. Okay. Well, that maybe works. So let me close tabs to the right. We'll run it again and see what happens. So you would think calling set block pos or whatever would load the chunk, right? You'd think it would make a chunk, but it's not, and I don't particularly know why it's not doing that. Let me go to this again. Maybe there's a way to like set block state and add a chunk, like chunk. Like, does doing get chunk load a chunk? I don't think it does it? I can't like jump to this, which is kind of annoying. Well, sure, if I do that. Let's have a look in here and see it, like, it does it load a chunk, right? Get chunk, do implementations, we'll go here. Chunk manager don't get chunk. Implementations, we'll go here. So chunks don't get chunk. Okay, we go in here. No, that just calls gets. Damn it, man. This is such a stupid issue we're having. It's so silly. Okay, the exact same error just happened, I think. I wasn't actually looking at the console, but I think it was the exact same error. Yeah, this.chunks is null. Damn it, man. Okay, what if... Okay, I have a solution. I don't like the solution. But... if I can just, like, set the chunks to be equal to that, right? That will work. There's no way that what doesn't work, right? I mean, it's not a great solution, but it should work. I feel like there is a method to load a chunk, like loaded. Let me look through these again real quick. Schedule chunk renders. Get chunk as view. You'd think, like, from the chunk manager, you would think you can load a chunk, but I guess you can't load the chunk on the client, right? I guess that's the issue, right? Because it's trying to load it on the client. If you're off server side, then maybe you can. Required type built chunk storage provided client chunk map. Bugger. Let me have a look at this again. Chunks is equal to chunks clear is equal to a new built chunk storage of a chunk builder. Takes in the world and the clamped view distance. Okay, wait. What is the chunk builder? Oh, the chunk builder can be null as well, which is kind of scary. You can set it equal to a new chunk builder. Distant world. Oh god, there's so many things. So many things. But surely calling reload would set this, right? It would set the chunk builder. And then it would set this.chunks. Because this.chunks is called directly afterwards. So I don't know why that would be happening. Right? Like if we look at reload, let's go into this step by step, right? So if the world is not null, maybe the world isn't null. That can't be the case, can it? Could that be the case? Maybe. Let's look at where I create the world renderer, because I do that somewhere. I think it's in here. No, not in here. It's in here. I do it somewhere. Somewhere I do create a world renderer. I just have to find it. No. It's in a different class. It's in... Is it this one? Yeah, this is the one. Here, I create a world renderer. Do I set the world? No. Do I need to set the world? A world renderer. It's the world renderer. Interesting. There's no set world in here. So, I might be onto something, chat. I think if I do this.world render. Wait, is it just world renderer? Oh, okay. World renderer. I can do set world. If I set world to the world, that should work, right? Because then it has a world. And therefore, I'm lost. Where was I? I was in here, right? No, I was in here. I think I might not need to do that now. Maybe? I don't know. Let's try it. I knew this was going to cause pain and suffering today. All this just to get a friggin' block entity to render. Alright, good night, Lone Wolf. Let's see what happens. Please work. I think if we can get this to work, this will also fix fluids and probably some of the issues I was having with entities as well. So I think this really needs to be done. Hopefully this works. And if not, then we're going to try and cheat again. But last time that didn't really work, so it's not really a... Hey, that works! Look at that, chat! Actually didn't fix the fluid though, which is kind of sad. But, nice. So that works. That's good. That's good. That's very good. Okay. So block entities now render. I consider this a massive win. I feel like I don't need to call this anymore. But I think if I don't call it, it's going to crash. Should we find out? Let's find out. So, hot swap. Okay, and I'm going to open again. Hey, I actually don't need to call that. That's lovely. I wonder if I even need to do this. I think I probably need to do this. Do I? Oh, I really want to try and remove this, but I think it's going to crash. Okay, let's give it a go. We'll see what happens. It didn't crash, but yeah, it hasn't worked. So we do actually need this janky jankness. Okay, whatever. So at least we can get block entities to render, which is good. That's lovely. Okay. I'd really love to get the friggin' fluid to work, but it's not working. Okay, I did say we would do multi-blocks today. We're not really doing multi-blocks today, though, are we? Let's try and do some multi-blocks, shall we? Okay, so let's do that. So let's close. I didn't mean to actually close the game, though. Bugger. We're gonna need to relaunch the game. So we want to test this multi-block. Right, we want to know what happens when we try and build this multi-block. Let's do that, and then we'll go from there. We'll figure things out from there. It's going to take a minute. We need to find something we can do when the game's loading. What can we do? The thing is, it doesn't. It's like it doesn't take so long to load that like we could do something actually productive, but it also doesn't. Like it's not quick enough that we just can't not do anything. I don't know. Okay, I don't even know what world this is, by the way. Okay, whatever. This world's probably fine. I don't know what I used this world for, but it's probably fine. I'll make it a little bit bigger again now, because... Yeah, okay. I'd love to have like a hotkey or something I could press that would do that for me. Regardless. Okay, so let's grab the blocks we need. So we need glass. Just normal glass. We also need blue stained glass. Okay. We also need pink stained glass and orange stained glass. And then also our example, oops, typing in IntelliJ, our example multi-block controller. So let's try and figure this out then. So how does this work? So this is a row, right? So does that mean this is the first level, this is the second level, this is the third level? Or is this the first level, this the second level, and this the third level? I think this is like one thing, right? So I think it's like this. This could be wrong, but I think it's like this. And then that would suggest that the next one is like this. I don't know, actually. This don't know is actually correct. Wait, no, that's not right. It's like this. If I'm correct, of course, which I'm not really sure. And then glass. Wait, no. This is the controller. Glass, glass. Wait, this is really hard to read like this. I don't think this is correct. Glass. Glass, glass, glass. I think I have to place the controller last, if I remember correctly. Okay. It must be the other way around. Okay. Oh, wait, no. Did I make it so you had to click on the controller with something? Did I do that? I don't think I did I? Did I? I don't know. I feel like that's something I did. Did I add a wrench? I did. Bugger. That might have been correct. No. Wait, I think we have a world somewhere, actually. We have a world somewhere where this is already done, I think. Let's try this one. This might be the aluminium world, though. Oh, this is the multi-block designer world. Okay. Okay, that's the aluminium world. At least I named that one. That's good. Try this one. No, so this is the like, I'm calling it the quote-unquote showcase world. But yeah, that's fine. So not that one. In that case, which one is it? I think it is this one. But I think I am not in the right place. Let me up the render distance, and then maybe we can see it somewhere. Do like 22 jump. And we came from this direction, right? So if we go in this direction, then maybe if I just do slash spawn, actually, because it'll be somewhere. Wait, is that not a thing? Oh shit. Wait, is slash spawn not a thing? I swear slash spawn is a thing. Okay. Whatever. What position am I at right now? Negative 3,000. Okay. I'm never gonna find it then, am I? Do TP00. Yeah, but that's not gonna be the spawn. Oh, I could have just killed myself. Okay. Oh well. This isn't the spawn. That's the problem. Like, sure, it's going to be near spawn, but, like, I don't think it's going to be close to spawn. I'm sure I had a world where I was, like, actually close to it. That took a minute. Let me open this one. What are you? What are you? What are you? You're the electrolyzer? I can't open you. Okay. Whatever. This world's junk. We'll just try it again in here. So, glass, blue glass, pink glass, orange glass. I think that was all the glasses, right? Yes. And then we want the controller. Nope, not that one. That one. And then we also want the wrench. I'm going to check that you need the wrench, though, because I'm actually not sure. So we'll go wrench item. Use on block. Wrenchable to on wrench. Go to implementations. Yeah. Okay. That is correct. You do need to use the wrench. Okay. So now what we need to know is, I could probably look at the code to figure it out, but basically I think it's going to be like this. I think it's going to be glass, blue, glass, 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 orange, glass, 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 pink, glass, 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 controller, glass, 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 blue, glass, 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 glass. Okay, and then if I wrench this, oh, I don't think that's correct. In that case, it's probably the other way round. Maybe. So it's probably glass, glass all along the bottom. Wait, no, not like that. Wait, how would that work? Oh, no. Like, okay. Right, so that means it would be glass, glass. Then glass, blue, glass. And then glass, glass, glass. And then orange, glass, glass. Glass, pink, glass. Wait, I've already got lost. Where am I? Yeah. I think that's correct. And then glass, glass, glass. And then it'll be controller, glass, 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 blue, glass, 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 glass. No. Wait. I think it's the other way round. I think I remember now. Right? I think it's actually... Oh, you can't even see the code. I just realized. How can I do this? I think it's actually... This is the bottom. Then this is the middle, and this is the top. I think. Maybe. I don't know. Let's try it. So controller, glass, glass. Okay, but then this could be both ways. This could be two ways round, couldn't it? This could be. No, I think it is. I think it is going to be like this. I think it's going to be then glass, blue, glass, and then glass, 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 and then it's going to be orange, glass, 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 pink, glass. This feels right. I think I remember this. Glass, glass, glass. And then Glass, glass, glass. Glass, blue, glass. Glass, glass, glass. Yes. Okay. Okay. So it's yeah, that's kind of weird. So you have to define it from the top down rather than the bottom up. I don't know if that's how you should define it though. But I'm not saying glass wide. I'm not going to say glass. Not glass. Glass. Yeah, so this has worked, right? I don't know what the hell thing with the rendering here. This looks like a friggin' like 4-dimensional shape. It actually kind of does. This is very weird. I feel like there's actually 4 dimensions to this. Okay, anyways, the point is, I wanted to use the multi-block designer for this, right? So, if I grab here the multi-block designer, the idea was you would grab a piece, I believe, right? You place down, like, your pieces, and then, I don't remember exactly how this worked. Did you use the wrench? Yeah, like that. Right? And then the idea in here was that it would visualize that. So, I feel like that's doable. Right? So if we go into the screen, multi-block designer screen, here we go. And then I'm going to go to fake world. We need to make this a widget, really, if we're being realistic. But I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to drag the fake world screen to my other monitor so I can keep a reference of this. Let's also close the game because we're going to have to make new methods and fields and stuff anyways. So at least that gets that off our screen. It doesn't obstruct our screen. So let's go into screen. Let's make a widget. I think we can make a widget here. So let's create a new class. Let's call it fake world widget. I'll probably come up with a better name for this at some point, but that's fine for now. That extends widget. Then it needs to have the usual stuff. So all of that shenanigans. I think there's actually a better implementation of this, isn't there? Oh, that does actually implement drawable and widget. Interesting. Drawable implements drawable and widget. Okay, we'll let it do all of it. So like that. Okay, then we're going to want the constructor. So we'll actually make this a private constructor because we're obviously going to use a builder. So we'll do int x, int y, int width, int height. Okay. Then we're going to have a private int x, int y, int width, int height. Set those all in there. Lovely. Then let's do set x. Just for x is equal x. Dot y is equal y. Get x. Get y. Get width. Get heights. For each child. Don't know. Don't really know what that's for, to be honest. So we're just going to leave that for now. Okay, yeah, those can be final, right? Because you can't set the width and height after the widget is created. So that's fine. Okay. So, then we're going to try and copy some stuff across. So, we're going to pass in a fake world scene. We're going to have a private, final, fake world scene. And that's going to be passed into here. In scene. And we'll do this.scene is equal scene. Okay. That's all good. Inside of render, all we need to do, can you do fancy animations like create yet in the world scene? What do you mean? What does create do in the world in the world scene? I honestly I don't use create, man. I don't play with create, so I don't know what create does. Oh, so let me close this. I don't know why I still have that open. What does create do in the world screen? I don't, because I know they have their what do they call it? What do they call pondering? That's it. I know they have pondering, but like I don't know what it actually shows. Let's do one thing here, and that is just annotate this as not null, just in case. Okay, so that's just a scene.render. That's fine. It plays an example animation showing the block and uses. Okay, but like how does it like animate it? You know, like what is the animation? I guess that's the entire point of what I'm trying to get at, right? Isn't there there's a widget that accepts inputs, isn't there? Or like a class you implement that accepts inputs or something? Is it clickable widget? Selectable, maybe? Or element? Element. Interesting, element. That's the one. Let's also do this real quick as well. I mean, okay, think of it like this, right? So this world I have is literally just a world. So like you could do anything, right? There isn't like any limitations. Like you just do what you want. You know, you want to destroy a block, you just destroy the block. Like that is kind of it. Oh, it needs to be focusable to be able to. That's kind of cringe, for sure. Whatever. Okay. So now it has mouse drags. There's no super. Right, that just doesn't exist. Scene is always not null. Okay, fine. Is that really the best way to do it? Isn't there a, like, Fine, let's go to implementations. Fine, let's go to super method. Then let's go to implementations. And let's go handle screen. Okay, this just does button is equal 0. That's not helpful. Aha, never mind. That's what I was looking for. We want to use constants as much as possible, so there you go, mouse button 1, which I assume is just 0. Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah. It's fine. Okay, I'm going to look it up, because you guys can't explain it to me. Create pondering. Okay. I see. I think I instantly see. So, is there a quality thing? No, this is shit quality. You mean like the transitions and stuff, right? And like fades in and stuff. Yeah, that is not possible. I don't know how you would do fading in. Like the transitions you could do, like moving one place to another, you just like modify the matrix stack, right? But like fading in and fading out, like that's not. I genuinely have no idea how you would do that. Because that would involve having basically a custom renderer, right? What is this complaining about? Inherits unrelated defaults for Git navigation focus. Sometimes widget and element. What? What do you mean? Navigation focus. So does element implement widget maybe? No. Oh, I see. This also has Git navigation focus. Wait, so how the hell did I implement both of them? I did implement both of them, right? Button widget. Implements pressable widget, which is a clickable widget, which implements drawable, element, and widget. So why can't I implement drawable, widget, and element? Is it the order? No. I don't understand. Inherits unrelated defaults. What does that mean? What does that mean? Am I being an idiot? I'm so confused. What does it want from me? Do I have to implement Git navigation focus? I do. Okay. I guess basically I have to tell it which one to use, right? Sure, whatever. Okay, do that then. Right. So, anyways, the point is, let's actually have a thing on here for that. Let's have a private boolean, or private final boolean, enable interaction, and then a private final float, drag sensitivity. I don't want to set these here though. I just want to pass them into the constructor. Like that. And then we can have if enable interaction and that. And then this will just be float sensitivity. That will just be this dot drag sensitivity. Like that. In your opinion, is there any must-have plugins? Are you using any other mods, APIs, or API? No, not really. I very much try to avoid using any APIs, right? Like, the only one I have in here, I have, mod menu. I have, well, I had more than this, actually. I have Reborn Energy, of course, because I want energy. But that's it. Mod menu is only here, I think, for, I think it's runtime only, basically. Oh, I wonder. Has Satan updated yet? I'm gonna have a look. I think not. I don't know actually, but like I don't think so. Yeah, it hasn't been updated in over a year. Wait, no, maybe it has. No, it hasn't. No, it's been updated. It was updated 6 months ago, but it hasn't been touched since. Is there a pull request open? Not really. Damn, man. Yeah, looks like it's not coming. How does bro say Satan? What? What do you mean? That is Satan. Satin? It's not Saturn. Satan. I don't know. What's it for? It is for shaders, basically. That's it. It is just shaders. Yeah, good. Okay, fantastic. Width and height probably shouldn't have a default, though. Default goes back to 0. Okay. So, all of that. Am I missing anything? Well, I need it to tick, actually. So, tick. Tick. Tick is a thing, no? Update? I'm sorry, but it is satin. How you pronounce? No, it's not satin. Satin is so stupid, man. No one says satin. Satin. Fine, I will. Fine, we're gonna do GTS. Okay. Okay. Fine. TTS says satin. Fine, fuck you guys. That is not how I would say it. Satan makes more sense. But sure. Okay. But there is definitely a tick method in widgets, I feel like. I'm sure there is. What widgets update constantly? Are there any? Are there any widgets that, like, update? I don't think there are. Okay, fine. We'll have to, like... Yeah. Okay. We'll just have to have that be a thing. So, a public... void... tick. And that would just do this.scene.tick. Boom. That's that one done. Close needs to be a thing. Yeah, that's not a thing though, is it? There isn't like an on removed or anything. So once again, we're just gonna have to have a public void on close. Which will just close the scene. That should be it. To be honest. We might want to change other things in the future. So the way you say it is Satan? No, Satan is different. Satan. 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 See? Therefore, I'm correct, and you guys are wrong. GG. Let's go fake world widget. We'll do fake world widget. Sure. That can't be final though. I don't need to do that. This fake world widget is equal fake world widget dot builder dot new, and then position x+7 y. Sure, whatever. We'll try this. It thinks it knows what's correct. So we'll enable interaction for now. We might change that later. And then, oh wait, is that enabled by default actually? Oh, it is. Okay, fantastic. I don't have to do that then. Let's do scene, and then we'll pass in the scene. So we'll do this. We'll do the camera. It's going to be a little bit of pain. How often do you use data gen? All the time. I use it for everything. It's great. Love it. Populates. Okay, this part is going to be a little bit harder. So... I actually don't know if it currently does sync to the client. I think it probably does, right? If I go multi-block design block entity, we should be able to see if it syncs or not. I think it does. Add piece, yes, it does. Okay, so that's fine then. So that means what I can do is I can do context, and then I can do dot build. I'm going to want an on tick as well, but we can do that in a second. So populate. So by default, this will just take what the handler has. So we'll go this dot handler dot block entity, which will get us the block entity, and then we'll go block entity dot get pieces, which will be the pieces, and then we'll just add those pieces. Now the problem is we need to know the position of the pieces, which is kind of going to be a problem. Also, it uses a predicate. Not like a single block, right? So that is kind of a problem. I don't know. Yeah, because the problem with that basically is we can't just render a... That's kind of the entire issue with this, is we don't have a way to just render an arbitrary thing, right? You know, we can do context.add block, we can do context.add fluid, add entity, but we can't actually like do random render things in that world space, which is kind of the issue. I mean, on tick will be obviously useful, tick context, we can actually just do CTX. No reason to do anything special here. Can we get anything from this, I wonder? Kind of. Yeah. So basically, I'm going to need to rewrite this, right? And yeah, so we're going to need to rewrite this, and it's going to need to be rewritten in a way that it can have a render method. So currently the rendering only happens when it gets passed down to the actual scene itself. So in here, this is where the render method is, right? But what we could do is we could have a, say, you know, for example, we could have a before block rendering. We could have an after block rendering. We could have before fluid rendering. We can have after fluid rendering. We can have before block entity rendering. We can have after block entity rendering. We can have before entity rendering and after entity rendering. So I think that's probably the way to go. What is this? I don't remember what this is. I don't remember. I don't remember why I did this. Oh, yeah. That's just to get the frame buffer rendered as like a texture, basically. Yeah. Okay. So, therefore, I'm going to be lazy again. I'm sorry, guys. But, I can't be bothered to rewrite this. I mean, it's not like a huge amount of rewriting, to be honest, is it, though? But it's just adding a bunch of hooks, right? So there'll have to be is a bunch of functions in here. So like basically a bunch of consumers like this, or ideally a list of consumers, right? So a private final list of consumer of some render context, which will be like on. You know, we'll have like before block render pullbacks, and we'll have after, etc. We'll have, you know, blah blah blah, right? So I think we can cheat this, and we can do this a little bit faster, and then we can move on to actually like getting it, you know, working for our specific case. So. What we can try, actually maybe think Gemini might be better at this. And we'll try Codex, we'll see what happens. Can you modify the fake world system? I'm going to be vague because I think it'll figure it out. So that even once it is created, it can be modified. For example, adding and removing blocks, adding and removing entities. I should just say blocks, fluids, and entities. Moving the camera. What else do we want to be able to do? Have a custom. Have custom render callbacks that happen before and after each render stage. I'll just say etc. because it might come up with something else, but usually it doesn't when you ask it to say, when you say like etc. It usually doesn't come up with anything else, but we'll see. And it should be able to figure out exactly where to add them and stuff as well. But we'll actually watch it and see what it does. Presumably it's next going to look at where the widget is used, I imagine. We'll see. It's a little bit stuck on the widget right now. Don't really know why. Maybe it just doesn't know where to go from the widget. Interesting. It's still stuck on the widget. Okay. Okay. So, why is it looking for the tick context? So, the tick context... okay, actually, whilst it's doing that, there is something we can do real quick. And that's just override close and to just call if that's not equal null, then close. And we can also do the other one, which is tick, which will do that. Isn't there a tick method? Like a just normal tick method? Not override it, it's marked as final. Damn. Fine. Rude. Oh, it's a little bit stuck with the chunk stuff. That's true, because if you add a block whilst it's running, it would also have to do that whole chunk thing again, which is, I guess, kind of an issue. It might come up with a solution for that. I think the primary issue with that is we have to call set chunk, right? So where was that? That was in here, I think. Yeah, so we call sets, but that takes in an index is the problem. I guess it kind of depends what the index is, and we don't know what the index is. I mean, it's just an array, but like, is it an ordered array? Oh. Interesting. So it actually uses the position to figure out the index. Okay. What is this dot diameter, by the way? Equal radius times 2 plus 1? I don't know. Oh god, it's looking into different things. Yeah, it's actually just looking into the class path. 1 second, let me tell it. I have also provided you access to the Minecraft sources in /extracted/Minecraft. One thing you may need to note is that currently the way that chunks are added uses the incorrect index, so you will need to fix this as well. Okay. Let's see. So now it's going to start to read the Minecraft source code, right? So it's going to traverse basically all of it, I imagine. Well, not all of it, but looking in the client chunk manager right now, this isn't a massive file, so it should be able to get that pretty quickly. And then I don't know where it will go from there. Probably into something like I don't really know, actually. I don't know where it will go from there. Presumably back to here, and it will look at this and figure it out, maybe? Also, yeah, that's fine, because that's just a record lookup, so calling that every chunk is fine. Probably shouldn't call the chunk manager. Yeah, I probably shouldn't do this every single time. I should probably make that a variable, but it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Okay, now it's looking into client world. Okay. Oh, right, because it's trying to add access wideness. Yeah, I did wonder that, because the chunk itself, or not the chunk itself, but this in here, it has that, yeah, this get index method. It's probably going to use that, I imagine. Because, yeah, that's how you would get the index. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about is the diameter, because presumably that uses like some kind of like render distance, right? Maybe we can actually have a look at what value is passed into this. So get chunk map radius of load distance. So load distance is passed into client world. So I should actually be able to look at what I pass in here. So I pass in 8, so that means it can do 8 chunks. Which I think is fine. Yeah, this is, I think this is all probably fine. World renderer, what's this used for? Oh, that's passed into there. Yeah, I think that is actually needed. Okay, what's it doing now? Okay, it's actually changing things, so I should probably be supervising it. So it's making those methods accessible, and then camera chunk is equal camera pause, set chunk map center to the camera chunk. Sure, that's fine. I think that's, if that's actually a thing, then that is fine. I didn't know that was even a thing. Where did it do that? Somewhere in here. Oh, here. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, so it isn't like that, but that's fine because we can fix that in a minute. And then, okay, and now it's modifying the actual scene itself to have the callbacks. Oh, it actually has a map of render stage. That's smart. I did think about that. I assume that's an enum. And then run callbacks. Sure. This all looks fine, actually. Ensure chunk. Yeah, so that just does kind of that for us. Replace block. Replace fluid. Okay. What's this? Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's probably a good change. This is what, updating the camera, I assume? Okay, that all looks fine, actually. I was trying to figure out what video I had watched of yours since I noticed I was subscribed. You saved me hours of pain and learning how packets work in Fabric. Appreciate you. Did I do a video on packets in Fabric? I think I did, didn't I? Actually, I'm trying to remember what I even did, but I think I must have done because I did syncing. I actually did. Maybe I didn't make a separate tutorial for it, actually. Might have been Forge. It probably was Forge. I did a tutorial on packets in 1.20 for Forge. I think I also did it in like 1.15. If I can find it, actually. Yeah, no, I did it 1.17/18. Well, 1.17 is when I recorded it, I suppose. I feel like I also did it in 1.15 though. Packets is something I've done quite a few times. Apparently, I haven't done it in 1.21, but I don't know if that's true. Looking in 1.15, I actually don't think I did it in 1.15, which is kind of crazy. Because I did a lot of tutorials in 1.15. I think 1.15 is the version I did the most. I got to episode 50 in 1.15. To be fair, 1.19 has quite a lot, but I don't think it's that many. 1.20 has quite a few, but once again, it's not that many. And 1.21 has quite a few as well, but it's not as many as 1.15. 1.12 I got up to 47, I suppose. But 1.15 was the golden times, man. It really was. Well, not for everyone because it was COVID, but no, in terms of modding, it was actually kind of crazy. I think 1.15 is still my most popular. Yeah, 1.15 episode 1. Still my most viewed video. And it's not even close. It's 36k. No, 33k higher than the other one, which was 1.16. Which is crazy. I left the Minecraft scene a while ago, so I'm not too knowledgeable. Yeah, same to be honest. I haven't really been paying attention recently in the Minecraft scene. I'm only getting back into it now because I don't really know why, to be honest. I've just had some sudden urge to give this another shot. I don't know why I'm running it because it's not done. And yeah, I guess that's what I'm doing. So, you know what? Since we're cheating, we might as well cheat all the way. Let's make it fix the multi-block designer screen. Okay, I am gonna have to end the stream soon though. I need to go to bed at some point. So, depending on if it manages to do this or not. Then yeah, we will need to do this. Let's see what it tries to do here. I'm actually really curious if it's going to be able to figure this out or not. Because it's not that easy what it needs to do. because it needs to be able to render the predicate as each block in the predicate. So, I mean, it can probably look at the renderer, right? If we look at block entity renderer, I already kind of wrote this. So it just kind of uses this, which basically loops over all the blocks and just renders the block, which is effectively what it will need to do. It won't be easy, but it's doable. Let's see. Okay, it's reading that now, actually. So it might be able to copy that logic across. Also, there's an error in here, apparently. Error. It's block entity provider. It just needs to import that. There you go. It does have one related problem. Oh, that's just this. Okay. Sure. That makes sense. Yeah, no errors. Yeah. What's the warning? It's just that it's not used. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Okay. I'm just going to check real quick. I think I have to be up at 6 tomorrow. Just gonna check that like trains are running and shit. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, that's all fine. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Needs to be up at 6. So it is 9:15 now. So yeah, I will probably be going to bed once this finishes. As said, it's finished, but it doesn't like that. Why not? What does it need to have? Oh, it needs to implement selectable, apparently. Selectable. Implement get type. Append narration. And selection type. We can do none. Sure. Append narrations doesn't need to do anything. So that now fixes that. Let's see what it did actually. I'm really curious. So it adds the widget. Scene is equal to this.scene. What is this.scene? That's a fig file scene. Sync preview. So if this scene is equal null, and it returns. It gets the block entity. For all the pieces, it puts resolve state. Yeah, so that just finds the first one. Okay, that's fine for now. For now, that will do. Ooh, only problem is this does happen every tick. It shouldn't really happen every tick, but it will do for now. I will just plonk a to do in here. To do. Rewrite the rendering of the blocks to actually render all the blocks in the predicate. To do. We also want to do not sync the scene every tick only when there are changes. And then also what we want to do is we want to add a way to well, there's a lot of other things we need to do. We need to do basically all of the functionality. So I'm not going to write that in. So let's go ahead and actually try this then. And we'll see what it does. So I do not see anything. Not a great start. Fine. It might be because I haven't set the anchor position. Because I think I need to set the anchor, and I think I'm meant to do that in the populate method. Which, by the way, where is the scene? Am I blind? Where's the method that creates the scene? This.c. Oh, right here. Literally right here. I'm blind. Okay. Right. So yeah, what it needs to do is it needs to populate. It needs to do context dot. I thought there was a. Is it tick context? No. Maybe it's just scene dot. Yeah, you need to set the anchor. Which we will set to that. The problem, though, that's anchor, so that takes that in. Yeah, the problem with what it's done is it's just added the positions are like the real world positions, right? So if we look here, it's just done entry.getKey, which is the actual block position. But that's not going to work. So passing in the actual block positions will not work, as it will not know that it should center the camera around that. You need to make it so that an anchor point is set and centered around the center of the current set of blocks. So it basically has two choices. It either needs to make the positions of the blocks relative to the anchor point, or it needs to make it so when a block is added, the anchor point changes to be the new center. That's probably actually easier and better if it does the latter. But we'll see. We'll see. It's probably going to choose the latter as well. So that's the one I would go with. I think that's kind of objectively a better way to do it. But we will see. But we'll just give it a minute. See which way it decides to go. Presumably, I mean, what does it say here actually? Mount out computing the bounding box center of pieces to set the scene anchor there with this. Yeah, that's what it's going to do. It's going to calculate the bounding box of the pieces and then find the center of the bounding box and set the anchor to be that position. That's what it's going to do. Pretty sure. see. Don't know why it's importing collection though. That kind of makes me think maybe it's not gonna do that. Update anchor. File system. Sure. What have you done? Update anchor. But since it's empty, then it clears the anchor. Yeah, that's what it's doing. So it's getting the min-max positions. Yeah. Finding the min and the max. Selecting the anchor as the center. Or center X, Y. What is that? I don't know. Yeah, which is the yeah. Okay, let's see if that works. I don't think we can hot swap because we added a method, right? Yeah, so we're gonna have to restart. Hopefully this works. I'm actually quite confident it will work, but we will see. Maybe whilst it's loading, maybe I don't know actually. There must be something we can come up with, something we can do whilst it's loading. I just can't think of anything. I'm so not creative. Like, I can't think of anything. I don't think you believed hard enough, Wide. Because it's not working. Is it just not doing anything, or is it like... Is it just like... not working? Cool. I don't know. And if I guess I can... Oh yeah, right, because that runs every single tick, right? Hmm. Am I gonna... I don't know. I don't know, chat. But honestly, I'm going to have to end the stream here. So I will have to figure this out at some point between now and next week. Although we are probably going to go back to Railroad next week. So I don't know. I might stream during the week on Thursday or Friday, because I'll be free. Maybe. I don't know. We will see. It's kind of a little too far away to say right now. But yeah, I'm gonna have to end it here. I will see you all, at the very least, on Saturday. Good. Bye.